Hey guys, so I'm actually in my gym clothes because I'm supposed to be heading out to the gym today to get some workout done. So yesterday I headed to Amoeba Records, that big record store in Hollywood. So I actually went and picked up one of their free books before I went in. This is Record Collector News. And basically, this particular issue was about Bob Dylan. I usually, don't pick up the newspapers that they have out there, but I decided to pick this one up. And it has all of these different record stores listed within California, which is super cool. Cool. They have I never noticed this, but they have a record store finder for all the record stores in the Northern California area. Now, for all my Southern California peeps, look at this. I'm going to show this for a good 20 seconds so you can see all of the record stores here in Southern California. But you guys probably know the locations of most of the stores in Southern California. There's like a lot of stores in LA that I actually still want to go to. I just haven't got around to it. Like Rockaway Records, Record Surplus, Freak Beat Records. What else do we got here? Angel. Caveman. Vintage Music, Gimme Records, there's a lot of stores in LA for records, so we are not at a shortage of record stores out here in the LA area for sure. Now, so I went to the used section as I usually do, and I also went and picked up one new record. So the first record I picked up was Nielsen's The Point. I really love this album cover, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to Harry Nilsson. I just want to show you the record, because I think the record's pretty cool itself. But this album cover itself, I just love it. It's a great album cover. There's just a lot of great tunes on here. It says a 90-minute animated feature special for television. Story and music by Nielsen. Starring Obie and his dog Arrow, introducing the new dance craze due to Bounce, including a super big bass comic book. Now, my copy, I don't think... Oh, wait. My copy has a comic book. Wow. That is awesome. Look at this. Now this alone is pretty neat. I'm going to put this back in the album sleeve. I really think that is cool. So then next, I finally got a copy of a Loving Spoonful album where Summer in the City plays. Because if you watched my previous video, you wouldn't have known that I had gotten a copy of a Loving Spoonful album at a thrift store. I paid about, I think, 75 cents at Deseret Industries, and the record was Warp. So I got this copy here for about $3. So now I can play Summer in the City, which is really nice. And then last but not least, I got one of my favorite folk albums that came out in the early 2000s. And this is Sufjan Stevens, Come and Feel the Noise. Sufjan Stevens invites you to come on and feel the Illinois. This is just one of my absolute favorite Sufjan Stevens albums. And I really love just everything pretty much on this album, but my absolute favorite song on here is either John Wayne Gacy, Kashmir's Pulaski's Day, or Chicago. It's really good, but you really can't go wrong with this particular album by Sufjan Stevens. I also kind of want to get Carrie and Lowell by him, but this one's my absolute favorite. So they had tons and tons of Harry Nilsson albums in the record store. I think someone must have dropped off their Harry Nilsson collection at Amoeba Records, but I just wanted that particular Harry Nilsson record. Now, I went into the soul section of Amoeba Records, and I was seeing if they had a cheap used copy of some Sam Cooke albums, and they did not have any cheap used copies of Sam Cooke, because I wanted to add some Sam Cooke to my collection. I'll have to actually one day go back to Amoeba and film you the soul section of Amoeba Records, because it's really nice, but I'm going to have to definitely go back and look at the soul section even more and see what kind of stuff they have. So while I was also there, I went and ventured into the classical music section. I will include another video at another time of the classical music section, which is really awesome. They had a lot of classical music box sets. Now, I do not have too much of classical music on the vinyl format, but classical music really intrigues me, so I want to get more of the classical music genre on the vinyl format. Now, after that, we went to Goodwill Records. Why I say records? I meant Goodwill Thrift Store. That's how you know you've been shopping at a record store too long. Is when you start to call a thrift store a record store. But a thrift store is essentially kind of like a record store if you think about it, because they do, from time to time, also sell records that people donate to them. So I went to the thrift store. There was nothing there, but they had a couple of turntables there. But it was just not anything worth buying. I was there to look for a receiver, and they didn't have any receivers, because I want to go and try and get my other Technics turntable up eventually someday, but not at the current moment, because I am quite content with what I have set up in terms of turntables. But if I do happen to see a receiver out in the open and it's a cheap price, then I will go for it. So that is my little kind of mini haul for this week. I got 2 records coming in the mail. I have 2 King Gizzard albums coming. I have Gumbot Suit coming in April, and I have Polygona Wana Land coming in February. What an interesting name for an album, I must admit. But I'm excited to get those albums in the mail. I'm sure my dad is very used to the fact that records are coming in the mail. Other than that, I'm heading off to the gym. I just wanted to get this little video in before I head off to the gym and work myself out. So, bye guys. Peace, love, and grooviness, and don't forget to subscribe.